AITA for refusing to get rid of my pet snake even though my step-siblings-to-be are scared of him? I am not Oop. Oop is you. Commercial present 555. Oop posted in our AITA. I marked this as concluded because the issue of Frederick has been resolved. Oop has not posted a pet tax. Trigger warning. Emotional neglect. Less than. Mood spoiler. Oop gets to keep Frederick the snake. Less than. Original post. November 17, 2022. I am 15. And I have a ball python. His name is Frederick. My grandparents got him for me a year ago and paid for everything I needed to get started. But since then I have paid for everything he needs with my own money. I am not exaggerating when I say that I love my snake and consider him part of my family. My mom recently got engaged. And my stepdad-to-be has kids. They are all nice. And we normally get along very well. But we have started to have an issue. They are scared of, just don't like Frederick. He is really nice and would never hurt anyone and even looks cute. They just don't like him since he's a snake. When they started coming over a lot, I was just told to move his enclosure into my room. However, now that our parents got engaged, they are going to be moving in with us. My stepbrother is going to be sharing a room with me. He is 11. However, he doesn't want to be in the room if Frederick is in there. Our house isn't big enough for him to get his own room. His sisters are going to be sharing a room with my sister. My parents have their room. And then we have an office. I offered to move Frederick out of my room again. But that won't work for the other kids. My mom has told me I might just have to let go so that everyone can be happy. But I have refused. I do not, under any circumstances, want to lose him. My mom said I could get a new snake once I'm old enough to move out and it would only be a few years. Both my stepdad and my mom have offered me money and other stuff to get rid of him or that we could get a different pet, but I have refused to accept that. I don't want to sound spoiled or anything, but I want Frederick and only Frederick. I feel that if my step-siblings just gave it a chance and actually tried to get to know him even a little bit, they would be able to live with him. But they just won't. They have decided to not like him and won't let me try to change their minds. I know that they will have to live with us somehow. And this will have to be resolved. I asked other family and my friends. And people are split. So please, am I in the wrong for refusing to budge on this? Edit. I can't sleep so I will talk to my parents in the morning. It's only been an hour. But you guys already have me seriously considering asking about moving in with my grandparents for the time being. Probably just until they can get a bigger house. I will also ask them about just moving someone into the office or keeping Frederick in there. However, since his even being in the house is an issue, this might not work. If I do move him to my grandparents' house, I would rather be with him. Thanks for all the support you guys have given me. I really appreciate it. Relevant comments. Someone points out that not everyone is okay with it since Oop isn't. And also Sis has to share a room with two. From what I have been able to tell, the only people who mind are me and my sister. I really only care because of the situation with Frederick. And my sister cares because her room is going to have two new people. It's a tight fit. The other kids haven't complained at least. Except my stepbrother because of Frederick being there. Someone asks if Oop can live with their grandparents. I'm not sure if this is a joke or not, but I'm super close with them. Since I'm older, they wouldn't have to do a ton of work. But it still might be a lot. I can ask them if I can stay for a bit. But I don't think I could move in with them full-time or even if that's legal. It's also kind of like how I said I didn't know if I could do it with Frederick because it would be rude to spring that kind of responsibility on them. But like X50, IDK. Maybe though. It could work. And since I do school online, it really wouldn't even be that inconvenient. If I want to hang out with my friends, they can just drive me. but we mostly play video games with each other and I can just do that from their house. I'll talk to my mom and my grandparents. Thanks. As to if the science teacher can take Frederick. I do online school. But it was my science teacher who actually got me into snakes in the first place. She teaches 712. So I've had her the whole time. I told her that they were my favorite animal and she told me she kept snakes, and when I got them, she gave me advice on how to do everything. Shout out to Mrs. Harris if you're reading this. Commenter asks if OOP's sister minds Frederick now. Not at all. She was nervous at first, but now she loves him almost as much as I do. Update post. November 22nd, 2022. Hey everyone. I'm back on this account to give you guys an update. I really appreciate the support you guys gave me. I talked to my parents about options with Frederick the morning after I posted. Since I posted late at night since I couldn't sleep. In the end, after some convincing, I am now staying with my grandparents, along with Frederick, my snake. For those of you who didn't read the original post, my parents jumped on the idea. And since I do online school and they live so close by, I was able to switch pretty quickly. As a family, we have decided that this is the best for everyone. My parents agreed that the house was overcrowded, and my step-siblings-to-be couldn't live with Frederick, and I refused to part with him. In the end, my two stepsisters moved into the office. My parents moved that stuff into their room, and I moved to my grandparents' house. Today I came home and got more of my things. And this will be our arrangement until my parents can get a new, bigger house. So in the end, Frederick is safe and everyone is happy. Everything has been going well so far. But it's only been a few days. Hopefully, everything stays good. Relevant comments. About the mom. She didn't want me to leave at first, but she didn't want to figure something else out. So I convinced her. And even if she did just throw me away, as other people have said, I don't really care. All I care about is that I'm still with Frederick. About the sister. She's good. She came to visit today and she says that now she is much happier now that there aren't 3 people to her room. About the grandparents. Yeah, they're really awesome. Not just as in being cool, but they literally inspire awe for me. Oop. I truly wish you and Frederick the best. I'm glad you have Frederick and your grandparents. Give Frederick a hug. Not sure if snakes like being hugged, or some treats from all of us. He sounds like a good boy. As a reminder, as per the rules of BORU, please do not comment on OOP's posts. I mean, even without the snake, having 5 kids in 2 rooms is pretty overcrowded. Especially when it turns out they could have used the office the entire time with some rearranging. I am mostly sad that he thinks he is spoiled for what is in essence being a responsible pet owner. Not wanting to give up your pet you care for in every way makes you a good person, not a spoiled brat. I am glad they found a solution. And that's how you get rid of your new wife's old kid. But she didn't want to figure something else out. Oh, okay. Sucks because that's her job as a parent though. Like, the first step in trying to make things work should have been to convert the office into a bedroom, not shove 3 kids into the same room. I wish his mom hadn't been so quick to acquiesce to the partner's demands. It doesn't bode well for the longevity of OOP's long-term relationship with his mom. I also wonder how long till his sister also gets ousted. Grandparents for the win. I can't even imagine asking a 15-year-old who is going through all kinds of changes to give up a beloved pet. The mom is in awe. Couldn't they keep dating and live apart? Did they have to move so many kids into a tiny house? How is online school going to happen with so many kids? SSSSS's sensational outcome. I'll see myself out. OP's parents suck. I feel bad for them, and glad they've got their grandparents on their side. My parents jumped on the idea. I'm glad OP is taking this so well. Because, damn. I know in a later comment, he explained that his mother actually took some convincing. But I'm not sure that's true. It sounds like he just didn't want people to think the obvious because he was happy with outcome. I guess as long as mom is happy, that's all that matters. At least OP has his grandparents' support. His sister may find that she needs to rely on them as well should her presence become inconvenient. Fast forward 15 years. AITA for wanting my grandparents who raised me to walk me down the aisle instead of my mom. Cool that OP has grandparents he can rely on, but those parents suck. Wow. I would never expect someone I was going to marry to make that sort of demand. And the whole office thing is a joke. Man, my kid wants a hermit crab for Christmas, and while I'm not excited to add yet another pet, it's low-key easy to look after, so he's getting one. I 100% would revisit the moving in thing if it meant my kid was going to leave. OP loves his pet. That's an animal that's relying on him, and he refused to abandon the critter. I respect that, especially as a reptile enthusiast myself. The very idea of, just get rid of X, kind of horrifies me. Same with the, you can get another one later. I get that the step-parents might not have been into it, but you should really respect the relationship between someone and their pet. I can't say I especially like what happened. Kid had to move out of his house. But, considering how his mother and stepdad were acting, plus the number of people in the house, he and Frederick may have gotten the better deal this way. I have a feeling there will never be any bigger house, and he will end up living with his grandparents until he moves out on his own. I also don't think it will take long until his sister joins him. Imagine parents who would rather bang than do the right thing for their kids. BTDT. I'm so glad the grandparents are great, because the mom sounds like her priorities are not in the right place. And NGL. I am judging the hell out of the new husband who is moving his 3 kids into his single mom girlfriend's very small house. Smells like hobosexual all over that joint. Side-eye for days over here. I don't, as a single parent who is also dating a single parent, understand at all why they had to move in together. They've obviously been able to afford supporting their own households until now. And if there is going to be a bigger house, doubtful. Then start saving and wait on cohabitation. Understandable. I don't have a snake. I love them, but I can't have them right now. But I have my 2 cats, Ellie and B, and my dog, Tatum. And they're my world. I don't go on any trips without making sure they're taken care of. I would go into massive amounts of debt for my girls or my boy. They're essentially my children. If anyone ever told me I had to give them up, I'd sooner be on the street.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AITA is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.